Bam, Leute, und herzlich willkommen direkt zurück zu Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All. Und ich glaube, ich habe gerade einen Dialog geskippt aus Versehen. Aber ja, wir sind zurück in der Investigation, wie ich letztens vermutet hatte. Gibt es noch einen weiteren Part? Und wir sind im Hotel, dessen Name ich schon wieder vergessen habe, mit Pearl. Und ja, bei diesen tollen Bären, wo wir einiges gefunden haben im letzten Part, unter anderem eine Kamera, ein Transmitter oder ja, wie sagt man den auf Deutsch? Ne? Hier, Wi-Fi-Shit und so. Und noch irgendetwas. Egal was, es wurde uns jeden alles wieder gesnackt. Gamschuh hat sich mit ein paar Dingen aus dem Staub gemacht und, den Bären, den haben wir mitgenommen, auch wenn er hier noch steht. Aber den hat Edgeworth uns abgenommen. Also Edgeworth läuft jetzt mit dem riesigen Teddybären rum. Das ist natürlich auch eine Sicht, die man gerne sehen würde. Aber, naja, man kann nicht alles haben. Ja, und jetzt sind wir wieder hier. Mit nichts. Ja.
I wonder if Mr. Edgeworth has already found Mystic Maya.
Ach ja, und es gibt ja noch so eine kleine Rescue-Mission hier von Edgeworth mit seinen Polizeidudes. Die sind auf einer Rettungsmission, um Maya zu finden. Mal gucken, ob das was wird. Wir waren ja tatsächlich schon, also vermutlich waren wir schon bei Maya, denn wir haben eine Tür gesehen, die sehr ähnlich von der anderen Seite ausgesehen hat, wie die, wo Maya drin festgesteckt hat. Naja, so nah und doch so fern. These things take time. I'd say probably not. The police are professionals, Pearls. They'll find her, so don't you worry. And if you can win a not guilty verdict tomorrow, then everything will be okay.
You're right.
Oh, don't be sad. The real killer. So, the real person who killed Mr. Corrado was...
That assassin, Mr. Shirley the Killer, right?
And the card Miss Andrews found at the crime scene seems to be proof of that. Ach ja, seine Visitenkarte. Ne? Falls jemand Bock auf einen Assassinen hat. Gut, steht nicht mal eine Telefonnummer drauf. Naja, ist ja weniger eine Visitenkarte, sondern was war es mehr eine Versicherungskarte quasi, damit der Kunde weiß, yo, der wurde abgemurkst. Job erledigt. But if that's the case, then new questions come to mind. Who was the one that hired the killer to begin with? Who is his client?
You mean who asked for the murder?
A person didn't want to dirty their hands in blood. But whoever this client is, there's still a killer. Ja doch. Ja, bin ich einverstanden.
Who could have hired that assassin? Do you think it was Miss Andrews?
I wonder. But if she was the client, then why go through the effort to stab the knife into the corpse herself? Macht keinen Sinn. Und warum würde sie dann seine Visitenkarte hier so schön zur Schau stellen? Ja, wobei. Könnte sie trotzdem, ja.
But if Miss Andrews wasn't the client, then... No, it can't be.
Matt on guard himself? Ist unser Client doch guilty? Was it Matt?
If Mr. Ungard really did hire the assassin,
Then he's not innocent at all. Far from it, he would be guilty of the crime.
but it can't be Mr. Ungard, right? I mean, we first talked to him.
Mr. God, I'd like to ask you one more question. Did you kill Mr. Jan Corrida? Nein, weil, ja. Natürlich hat er ihn nicht gekillt. Alright, just so we're clear, dude. I didn't kill anyone. And that includes you, Ankarita, okay? Ja, aber wenn wir es jetzt davon haben, dass jemand einen Assassinen angeheuert hat, dann ist ja klar, dass er ihn nicht persönlich gekillt hat. No Cyclops, bla bla bla. Actually, that reminds me.
Did you remember something, Mr. Nick?
Yeah, something Miss Andrews said at the trial today. She said something interesting. Ach ja?
So what is this interesting thing?
Oh, that's right. You didn't hear it, did you, Pearls? Huh. Yuan had bet everything on the German Ninja this year. And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought anyway. It looked like somehow Yuan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career. And had it been revealed.
Mr. Enguarde's secret?
What is the secret? I don't know yet. But for now, let's think about it this way. Mr. Corrida was going to reveal this secret. That means Mr. Enguarde had plenty of motive to have Mr. Corrida silenced. Which means we have to meet with Mr. Enguarde. There's no way around it. Ja, okay. Dann moven wir mal. Ja, wahrscheinlich Lodder wieder im Hallway. Nee.
Wow, it's really getting late, isn't it, Mr. Nick?
Yeah, it's past 9 PM already. Du musst ins Bett. We still have some things to prepare for tomorrow's trial. Okay, dann bleibst halt wach. Still the matter of this secret Mr. Corrida held about Mr. Enguarde. And Miss Andrews' real intentions. There are two things I must know tonight.
But aren't visiting hours over at the detention center?
I'm sure we'll think of something, Pearls. Don't you worry. Yeah, don't you worry, girl. Wir kriegen das hin. So. Da haben wir unser Intro hier. March 22, Gatewater Hotel, Viola Hall. Okay, bam, Leute, herzlich willkommen zurück zu Phoenix Wright. Ja. Sie ist natürlich auch da. Natürlich. Und sie ist wieder weg. Hey, please don't wait.
What is it, whippersnapper? All I know is nothing that has anything to do with you is ever good. Like just now, I was handed this strange device for who knows what reason. I was told to use it to search the whole hotel.
That's the bug sweeper, isn't it? The one Gumshoe made. Oh, wieso hat sie den?
I don't know, and frankly, I don't care. But the request came from Edgy Poo, so...
Edgeworth?
And he said...
If you feel angry, direct your anger at that unsophisticated lawyer.
So I'm going to feel free to direct all my anger towards you.
Ugh, gee. Thanks a bundle, Edgeworth. What a pal you are.
This is absolutely top secret, so you had better keep it to yourself. I heard they found a spy camera hidden in one of the prisons.
Very interesting.
I'm sure it was, you know, was to catch poor Yuan in the middle of scandalous meeting. Scandalous? What's that? It means, well, you know, that gossip that's been going around about my dear Yuan.
Oh, you mean that thing about Miss Andrews? And I'm sure she must have had some reason for getting close to Mr. Corrida.
I'll let you in on another secret, young'un. I know who planted the spy camera. It was that obnoxious puffy-haired photographer girl. The nerve of some people. Spying on people by herself. As if I wouldn't want to see it for myself too.
Okay. Wow, the alien actually admitted her true intentions for a change.
I don't know what you're thinking exactly, but I can bet that it's nothing good.
Well, I didn't say anything.
So you want to know about Yuan and that manager, right? Actually, as I hear it, they were something of a refreshing pair, those two.
Oh?
I tell you, Yuan really welcomed that manager with open arms, I heard. That manager? Who are you talking about? You don't know the manager the woman Yuan had. It's a shame she killed herself, though.
Oh, you're talking about Miss Celeste Impacts, Miss Andrew's mentor, right?
Yes, that's the one. That Celeste girl. She was supposed to get married, you know.
Married? You mean to Mr. Corrida?
Really? You young kids today don't know anything, do you? That girl Celeste killed herself 3 days after their marriage announcement.
Oh, okay. Das ist natürlich... 3 days after the marriage announcement? What in the...
Why would Miss Impax want to kill herself? She was going to get married. Well, that's because she was thrown away, you see, by Yuan.
What?
But they were going to get married, right? They promised each other, right? They had a grand announcement session, but 3 days later, Yuan suddenly cancelled their marriage.
Is that true?
It was in the weekly magazines. But why? Why did he do that? That was not in the magazines, unfortunately.
I see.
The night after Yuan called off the wedding, that manager Celeste killed herself.
How terrible.
I wonder what happened between those two.
Huh, okay. Alright. Da ist definitiv irgendetwas passiert zwischen den beiden. Vielleicht... Ja, vielleicht hat Matt irgendwas damit zu tun, wer weiß. Zurück in der Lobby. On that night, there must have been at least a few hundred people here. I guess the police are done with their questioning and investigating. Looks like things here in the lobby have finally calmed down. Okay, wir gehen trotzdem weiter. Erstmal nach Hause. Stress. Gucken, wie es Charlie geht. Wright and Co-Law Offices.
It doesn't look like Mr. Scruffy Detective is here.
Ach ja, der ist er jetzt, ja. Das ist jetzt unsere Maid. Well, he's out there with that camera asking around at all the electronic stores.
Then I'll make some salad for him for dinner.
Oh. It looks like Pearlie really appreciates what Gumshoe's doing for us.
Mr. Nick?
Huh? Yeah?
Where's the lettuce?
I don't think I've ever bought lettuce before. Ja, Salat ist, ja, kann ich verstehen.
Oh, I guess I have to give up on making a salad then.
Guess the lack of lettuce is kind of a problem. Ja, also Charlie müssen wir uns natürlich hier, ne, ein bisschen...
Oh, I water it.
Okay, it's okay. Gumshoe already gave it more than plenty earlier.
The watering can. Where are you, Mr. Watering Can?
Rose gets too wound up if she's not doing something to distract herself. I hope Charlie can withstand Typhoon Pearls. Again. Naja. Okay, ja, das reicht. Talk. Können wir nicht mehr. Nee. Genau. Dann moven wir zum, I guess, Detention Center. Aber Visiting Hours sind ja vorbei. Visitors Room. Visiting Hours ended a few hours ago. Looks like we're not going to get a chance to talk with Mr. Ongar tonight.
But isn't what we have to ask very important?
Yeah, but I don't think that matters to the guard. Hey, dude, please. Visiting hours ended hours ago, so what's he watching over now?
Maybe he did something bad and he's standing there as punishment.
Somehow I don't think that's it. Alright, viel Spaß noch. Dann gehen wir halt zur Police Station. Criminal Affairs Department.
Feels sort of tense in here, doesn't it, Mr. Nick?
Yeah, it does. I wonder if something happened. You're Mr. Ongar's lawyer, right? Yes, sir. Well, we finally found just the person we've been looking for. A real decisive witness. Decisive witness? You mean for the on guard case? We're taking the witness's statement right now. Gotta hand it to Mr. Edgeworth. What's Edgeworth up to now?
Who is this witness?
I think you know this person quite well, Mr. Lawyer.
Mr. Nick?
Between the kidnappers, the man, and now this, I can't see any way to win here. Oh yeah, Mr. Edgeworth wanted me to tell you something. He did? Even though visiting hours are long over at the detention center, he wanted me to grant you special permission. So there you go. Ja, dankeschön.
What?
I've already called them, so they know. Go on, go talk to your heart's content. Thank you very much.
This is such good news, Mr. Nick.
Go talk to your heart's content. Sounds like the police are pretty sure they have tomorrow's trial in the bag. Ja, gut. Na dann, let's do it. I'm sure they must have transferred Miss Andrews here by now. So that means that both Mr. Engard and Miss Andrews are in this detention center. Now then, whose story do I want to hear? Okay, Matt Engard or Adrian Andrews? Starten wir mal. Ladies first. Hi.
Oh, it's you.
I'm sorry to be visiting at such a late hour, but there are a few questions I absolutely have to ask you tonight.
Me? I thought your client was Matt.
I'm sure Miss Andrews knows something. She can't be clueless about this secret Mr. Corrida had on Mr. Engard. Now let's talk. I'd like to ask you about Matt Engard, if you don't mind.
Mr. Wright, you still don't know, do you? The real him, I mean.
You seem to bear a lot of resentment towards Mr. Engard. If that's the case, then why did you become his manager? And why would you become intimate with his rival?
That has nothing to do with this case. Nothing.
About Miss Celeste Impax.
I had finally put her death behind me. And now, thanks to you, it's all come back to the surface.
I'm sorry.
Yes, I was shocked by her suicide. And it's true that when I heard the rumor that Yuan was the one who had hidden her suicide note, I began to draw close to him. I wanted to get her suicide note back and to burn it.
You wanted to burn it? But why?
I didn't want it to spread just another piece of gossip. But I never held any murderous intent towards Yuan. I would never do something so stupid.
Suicide note, huh? I wonder what it said. Why frame him? Why did you try to frame Mr. Engard?
That's simple, because he's the killer. That's why. Isn't it the duty of every good citizen to inform the police?
Ja, ein bisschen anders, als du es getan hast, aber ja.
But there had to be another way.
Police are excellent at doing their job, so they'd figure it out, right?
Yes, they're so good that they couldn't figure out the real truth behind Celeste's death. Miss Andrews?
Well, I know you're not the type of person to do something without a reason, so please tell me why you did what you did.
Revenge. Huh? Did you say something just now?
Aha. Ah, nur eins. Och, easy peasy. Psych log, huh? Psych?
Don't you understand yet? You're not my lawyer. To be honest, you're more like my enemy. But
I'm sure I just heard Miss Andrews say Revenge. Also hat sie's geflüstert. Sollen wir es probieren? Ich meine, why not? Ist nur eines. Let's go. Wir können ja auch noch mit Matt sprechen, ne? Dürfen wir nicht vergessen. Why frame him? Can you please tell me why you framed Mr. Angard for the murder? I've already told you countless times. It's because I thought Matt was the killer. No, that's not it. I know you have a personal reason to dislike Mr. Angard. Wegen Revenge, scheinbar. Miss Andrews, you may think I didn't hear it, but I know you said something earlier. You said revenge. So are you saying I was taking my revenge out on Matt, and that's why? What an absurd idea. I don't have anything I want to take revenge for. Miss Andrews, a woman who lives by being dependent on other people. There is something or someone in her past that would make her take revenge. Something or someone. Okay, also wenn da someone drin steht, dann ist es probably someone. Und ich denke mal, wir reden hier von Celeste. Und jetzt Take Revenge, dann hat wahrscheinlich tatsächlich Matt was damit zu tun. Ja? Hat Matt irgendwie dafür gesorgt, dass sie sich umbringt? Keine Ahnung, wie er das angestellt hat, aber vielleicht. Und darum will sie jetzt Matt einbuchsen. Ja, also ich drück das mal. Es klingt ziemlich obvious. Take that! A bitch. Celeste. There's only one catalyst that could cause such strong feelings and even revenge. And that is Miss Impact's suicide. What are you trying to say? Celeste was Yuan's manager. On top of that, the one who hid her suicide note was also Yuan. What does all this have to do with Matt? You're right. You haven't mentioned him yet. But for you to hate Mr. Angard, it would mean that he must have had some relation to Miss Impacts and her suicide. Can you explain to me this relation between Celeste and Matt? The relation... Ich glaube, hier fehlt mir noch was. Ich glaube, das habe ich noch nicht. Habe noch nichts, um hier was zu pressen. Nee. Also, Relation between Celeste and Matt. Da brauche ich noch irgendeinen Beweis, dass Matt was damit zu tun hat. Okay, aber now we know. I don't think I have enough evidence yet. I should investigate and gather some more clues before I try again. Okay, dann sprechen wir jetzt mit Matt. Wie mache ich das? Hallo? Kann ich, Nein? He's sleeping. Cool. I hope he doesn't fall over. Okay, tschüss. Gehen wir nach Hause oder so. Okay. Matt, please. Hi. Dude. Dude, it's Mr. Wright. I hope you can get me off the hook tomorrow. I'm counting on you. I hope so too. Jeff just dropped a bombshell on me by saying that Yuan Corrida was killed by an assassin and that the assassin's client is this man. Ach, hat Edgeworth das gesagt? Habe ich ganz vergessen. Okay, dann hat es scheinbar Edgeworth gesagt. Matt Angard. What's wrong? Mr. Angard, there is something I must know with 100% certainty. You seem kinda different. You're totally not like your usual lawyers, dude self. Ja, lass uns die Frage umformulieren fürs Magatama. Matt's secret. About the press conference. You mean the one where Yuan was gonna dress up as the Nickel Samurai? Yeah, I heard a little more about it from Miss Andrews. It looked like someone Yuan had in his hands a secret so powerful, yeah, that it would destroy Matt's acting career. Yeah, we know. Could you please fill me in on what this secret is, please? Ja, als ob das einfach so droppen würde. Holy fucking Jesus Christ. Ja, das sind 5. Ich kann zählen. Kann stolz auf mich sein. I knew this was coming.
Mr. Nick, don't tell me.
Cyclops. You said secret, right? But I don't have any idea what it is. Do you, dude? You're on an Adrian. You didn't know about Mr. Corrida and Miss Andrews' relationship. Well, that's all over the tablets, dude. But I don't know any of the details, if that's what you mean. Look, how many times do I have to tell you? I don't care what you did with his life. Miss Andrews, she had a purpose in mind when she started seeing Mr. Corrida. Her mentor was Mr. Corrida's manager, and Miss Andrews was going to get Miss Celeste Impact's suicide note from him. Celeste? Does that jog any memories? Let me ask my manager. Dude, I suddenly just got totally hungry. You up for a pizza? My treat? Ja, gerne.
Mr. Nick, what's that pizza? Is it a kind of pea like green peas?
Let's go eat one later, okay? I got cut off by the pizza dude at the shop. That's too bad. Well, how about we get our minds off of this topic and talk about something else, okay? Mr. On guard. Are you connected to Miss Impact's suicide in some way? Okay, kann mir ein paar Sachen zeigen vielleicht. Schon mal diese Karte gesehen vielleicht. Kind of scared to show him this card. What's wrong, dude? Oh, so about this picture card. Have you ever seen this before? Nope, never saw it before in my life, dude. I don't think he's lying. Or is he? Then again, he looked like he gasped just now. Maybe I'm seeing things. Okay, vielleicht, kannst du was dazu sagen? Mr. On Guard? Dude, I know I asked you to be my lawyer and all, but I don't think I have to tell you anything and everything. Uh-huh. What do you mean by that? Just means I don't have to tell you anything and everything, dude. Okay. Ich dachte gerade, es passiert irgendwas, aber nee. Vielleicht, wenn ich dir das Profile Picture zeige. Okay, nee. I think we're done. Dann moven wir mal zurück und gucken, ob was passiert. Vielleicht ist Gumshoe wieder zurück. Nee, okay, ne, dann halt nicht. Ist hier was passiert? Ah ja. Vielleicht ist Edgeworth da. Oh, Mr. Wright, please. You help me. Uh-oh. Oh, Mr. Powers.
What happened? Why are you here?
You see, I got roped into this somehow.
What?
And now I'm going to testify at tomorrow's trial. So, the decisive witness is Mr. Powers? Lange nichts mehr von ihm gehört. Er war ja auch noch da, stimmt. I was talking with a detective until a little while ago, and I was on my way home. When all of a sudden, you're under arrest, and I was brought back here. Oh. They said my face and whole self in general looked suspicious or something. Well, I guess I can see how they thought you looked suspicious. I'm a guy or an exercise show for kids. Is that a crime? No. Oh Mann. Poor Powers. Tomorrow's testimony. Ja, kannst du mir vielleicht ein paar Sachen erzählen, ne? Wir sind ja ein Team, oder? So, about this testimony you're giving, what are you going to talk about? I really don't know yet. But it sounds like I saw something pretty important from what you tell me. You saw something important? What was it? Well, the detective told me not to talk about it. You can't tell anyone, and especially not that lawyer, he said.
Who do you think is that lawyer the detective was talking about?
I'm going to take a wild guess and say it's me. Yeah, you got it.
Mr. Nick, Mystic Maya and myself are your only two allies in this whole world, but it's alright.
Ouch, I don't really have a lot of friends, do I? Oh man.
this is going to do a lot of damage to Matt, you know. Because he's got a refreshing like a spring breeze image going.
But what is he really like?
Well, let's see. Matt always been kind of a player with women.
Uh-huh.
He would never really turn a pretty face away, if you know what I mean. He always says it's just a game to justify himself.
What? How horrible. That's unforgivable.
Ow. Sorry, didn't mean to offend you. But, you know, he said once that there's only one person in the world who won't swoon over me.
One person who wouldn't swoon over him?
His manager, you know, Miss Adrian Andrews.
Why is Mr. Powers suddenly looking kind of energetic?
Gossip.
Sorry.
You see, I'm actually a sucker for gossip. I mean, celebrities in the world have this dazzling sort of image, right?
Dazzling sort of image, but aren't you a part of that dazzle, Mr. Powers?
No, I'm more for a hairy, sweaty, smelly, brutish kind of guy, you see. But it's okay, really. I get to hear plenty of gossip about a lot of the other stars around me as things happen.
Well, that's true.
Oh, hey, so did you hear about this yet? About Miss Andrews' mentor and her suicide?
You mean Miss Impax?
We heard something about how her wedding was cancelled.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Irgendwie, ich krieg seine Stimme nicht mehr hin. Ich weiß, ich hatte irgendeine andere Stimme für ihn, aber ich krieg's nicht mehr hin irgendwie. Keine Ahnung. Ah. Me.
I thought about it a little the other day, about that mysterious death. Hey, Mr. Wright, why don't you ask me about that? Go on, go ahead.
Mr. Powers is so charged up. His skin is practically glowing with electricity. Okay, Celeste's suicide.
Hey, so have you heard this? Celeste left a suicide note. And they say that Yuan went and hid it.
We heard about that in court today. But there wasn't any actual proof that she had left a note.
Well, this is what I think. I think that something bad was written on that note. Something bad for Yuan, that is.
Something bad for Mr. Corina?
Why do you figure so?
Well, before she died, Celeste talked with a few of her friends. And she said, it looks like I got caught up with a truly insidious man.
Ah, truly insidious man? Did she mean Mr. Corina by that?
Well, there's no one else that fits the bill, right? And that would be the reason enough for him to hide the suicide note.
I see. Well, that's some good info. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Miss Longard and Miss Andrews. They're both at the detention center right now. There are still things I don't understand or know about, I'm sure. I have to get the two of them to tell me everything.
Mr. Nick, your phone.
Hey, that's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it?
I don't like the sound of this ringtone right now. Sounds kind of ominous.
Yeah, I know.
Beep. Hello?
We're in trouble now, pal. I'll be back at the office real soon.
What's wrong?
Something really unexpected just happened. Mr. Ashworth, he...
Ashworth?
Anyway, hurry up and get back to the office, pal. I don't know what's going on anymore. It's no good.
Beep. Okay. Hello? We got cut off.
What's going on, Mr. Nick?
Commissioner said we need to go back to the office right away.
Yeah, we should hurry back.
I'm scared to go back.
Well, what are you talking about, Mr. Nick? Pull yourself together.
Maybe it'll be good news.
Somehow I doubt that. Irgendwas mit Ashworth. Oh nein. Es ist ein weiteres Geschenk von unserem lieben Freund.
What took you so long, pal? Mr. Etreff couldn't stick around forever and had to go.
Well, what happened?
We got him. We know who bought the spy camera.
Oh. Ja, das ist doch gar nicht so schlimm.
Huh?
This quickly?
And and the spares, what gave them away, pal?
The bear?
I figured it out, pal. I figured that we should have been looking into the bear instead of the camera.
Ja, natürlich.
But wasn't it Mr. Etreff?
Shh, pals.
And go on.
There's only one person who bought one of those bears who surrendered to this crime.
Who is it? Who'd be so rude as to spy on another person in their room?
Matt on guard.
Huh?
Matt on guard. Your client, that's who, pal.
And here I thought things couldn't get any worse. Stuffed bear. Are you sure you heard right? That person, that the person who bought this bear was...
I heard it from the department store clerk, pal. It's the credit card receipt for the purchase. It's for $3,800, pal. That's an exact match to the price on that stuffed bear.
A receipt. That's all you have?
Nah, it's not just a receipt, pal. The store clerk said so himself. He told me I'm sure I sold the bear to Mr. On Guard. I mean, the clerk even got Mr. On Guard's autograph out of it, pal. So I'm sure the person that bought that stuffed bear was Mr. On Guard himself.
My sight is failing. This can't be. Credit card receipt. A receipt for $3,800. Proof On Guard bought a stuffed bear identical to one in evidence. Okay, the spy camera. So what about the spy camera we found?
That was a dead end, pal. I mean, you can get this kind of thing from anywhere. But for now, I guess I can give these back to you. Back to you for you to find a way into evidence.
Okay, spy camera, transmitter and stuffed bear refiled into the court record. Okay.
I know you don't want to give up, pal.
I didn't think it was possible. The person who put the spy camera in Yuan Korida's room was mad on guard.
Why would Mr. On Guard do something like this?
I bet it was to catch Miss Andrews and Mr. Korida in one of their rendezvous.
I bet it's not good enough for me. And I have to know the absolute truth behind this camera.
Are you going to see him? Mr. On Guard, I mean.
Yes.
I'm scared, Mr. Nick. I wonder what we will find out next.
I'm scared myself. I have to put on a good face of our pearls. My oh God, what in the world have you done? Haben wir hier noch irgendwas? Kann ich dir das noch zeigen? Oh yeah, do you know about this card?
Card?
Etreff, for some reason, went pale the instant he saw this card.
Hey, I know what it is, pal.
You do?
No matter what you look at it, I'd say it's a picture of a shell.
That's it?
Oh yeah, that's right. Jeff really likes those cooked snail things. What are they called again? Escargot or something like that?
Mr. Nick, I think we just solved the mystery of why Mr. Etreff's face turned pale, right?
As I suspected. Gumshoe has no clue. Okay. Na dann gehen wir... Ich gehe nochmal ganz kurz durch das Hotel, nur um nicht irgendwas Neues zu verpassen. Hallway. Nee, hier passiert gar nichts. Okay. Na dann gehen wir wieder zurück. Und ich habe gerade gesehen, Hotel Lobby. Wir können ja hier noch in den Living Room. Da können wir auch wieder zurück. Da waren wir ja noch nicht. Also, diese Folge. On Guard Mansion Living Room. Looks like no one is around.
What happened to that person with the stuffed teddy face?
Oh, she must mean that butler with the stitches on his face.
Shoo. Meow.
Oh.
Oh, there you are. I guess you're still awake, huh, Shoo? Come on, let's play.
I wonder if that butler, Mr. Joe, is already asleep or not. Also, es sieht ziemlich hell aus draußen. Aber gut. Will niemandem seinen Mittagsschlaf wegnehmen. Ja, aber hier haben wir schon alles angeguckt, von daher. Let's fucking go. Okay, gehen wir erstmal zur Police und dann ins Detention Center. Oh. You're working real late. You know it's already past 10 p.m., dude. I think it's time you told me the truth. Relax, don't you know that ignorance is bliss? But if you really want to know, let's talk. Okay, ich kann gar nicht mit Adrian reden, also muss ich wohl mit ihm. Matt's Secret. Okay, I guess. Wir gehen einfach rein. Rein in die Olga. Ja. Ne? Matt's Secret. Now, let's hear what this secret of yours is. What if Mr. Corrida had been successful in his plan? What would he have disclosed? I told you before, dude. I don't know. I don't know anything about Yuan, okay? I can keep on saying it until I'm blue in the face, but I totally didn't pay Yuan any attention the whole time that night. I mean, come on. I was in the middle of a nap. Don't lie to me. Huh? I know you paid close attention to Mr. Corrida, especially on that night. Huh. Especially on that night. Ach so, ja, klar. Die Kamera. Oder? I guess. Take that! Someone used his camera to secretly film Mr. Corrida's room the night of the murder. Secretly film? What? And then send the images the camera took with this transmitter. Wow, but dude, where was this camera you're talking about hidden? The stuffed bear? Take that. The spy camera was hidden in this bear's eye. A bear that was supposed to be a present from a fan. I guess you had a few of those kinds of fans, huh, dude? Actually, I wouldn't say this bear was a present from a fan. You sure, dude? Who else could it be from? The person who gave this bear to Mr. Corrida was... Oh, who could it be? It's you. Mr. God, don't you know this bear from somewhere? I don't think I've ever met a Mr. Bear before, dude. Oh, but he says... How could you forget such a great friend? What else did the bear tell you? He says that the one who put the camera in his eye was you, Mr. Engard. If I didn't know how you work in court, I think I was in some serious trouble. Come on, this is all a joke, right, dude? You're just pulling my leg. Looks like you're not ready to give up your secret yet. Well, do you have any proof you want to show me first? Here's proof that it was you who put the camera inside the bear. Wahrscheinlich, oder? Der Beweis, dass du es gekauft hast? Ja. I have here one credit card receipt, Mr. Engard. It's from when you bought the stuffed bear. Dude, all you can tell from this is that I spent $3,800. I go to that department store all the time, okay? This $3,800, this could be the toothbrush I bought at one time. $3,800 toothbrush? Jesus. It's ivory and it's got elephant hair for bristles. Ew, elephant hair? Is that what rich people use nowadays? Anyway, the store clerk clearly remembers you and your purchase. After all, you even gave him an autograph, did you not? Dude, you should have said that earlier. Ach, plötzlich erinnerst du dich, oder was? So can I ask you one thing? Yes. You're my lawyer, right, dude? So if you are, then why are you looking into stuff like that? Because if I don't know the truth, I can't help you. Sounds more like the stupid lawyer talk to me. Sounds more like the stupid lawyer talk to me. Hey, let's stop talking about this, okay? No, not yet. I haven't asked why you set the camera up yet. And what your secret is. Of course, it would be strictly confidential. So, what are you going to do now? I'm going to find out what I want to know, because I must. The reason you hid this camera in Mr. Corrida's room and filmed it in secret is... der Gossip? Muss ich den Artikel zeigen? Ich check nochmal. Johann Corrida has been getting close with the... Ja, das muss es dann wohl sein, oder? Hopefully. Adrian Andrews? There's a rumor going around. Yeah, Miss Andrews and Mr. Corrida were having secret meetings. You, who was keeping tabs on Mr. Corrida, you're going to reveal this as fact and turn it into a scandal, isn't that right? Dude, you can't be such a moron. Huh? Oh man, Mr. Lawyer, dude, that kind of scandal, that's the good stuff. That's what we in the industry call juicy. Good stuff? Juicy? Look, we can get publicity without spending a penny with that kind of stuff. I mean, if people stop paying attention to us, then it'd be the end, dude. Too bad that wasn't your intention. What are you talking about? I wish your reason for spying was something so innocent, but it wasn't. You didn't spy on Mr. Corrida because of Miss Andrews. Then there's only one reason I can think of for you to do such a thing. The real reason you set up the camera in Mr. Corrida's room was... I don't know. The real reason? Ich hätte theoretisch eine Chance. Es nimmt mir nur 3 Leben weg. The real reason? Also diese 3 sind es nicht. Credit Card ist es auch nicht. Picture Card ist es auch nicht. Ja, das Foto. Warum soll das the real reason sein? Nee. Knife. Yuan's Autopsy Report. Um den Mord zu filmen? Aber warum sollte er den Mord filmen? Dann macht ja keinen Sinn. Also Moment, er hat ihn ja sowieso nicht umgebracht, das ist Fakt, ne? Wir sind ja uns ziemlich sicher, es war der Assassine, ne? Deshalb ja auch die Karte an der Crime Scene. Also es ist safe, dass der Assassine ihn umgebracht hat, ne? Und nicht Matt. Aber wir sind davon überzeugt, dass Matt ihn angeheuert hat, ne? Das heißt, wenn wir das jetzt annehmen, warum will er den Mord filmen? Vielleicht einfach um zu gucken, ob er ihn wirklich umgebracht hat? Was Beweis? Also, der Autopsy Report. Vielleicht. Also einfach um zu sagen, hey, du willst seinen Tod angucken. Attempted Suicide Report. Nee, das hat gar nichts damit zu tun, oder? Suicide Report von Celeste hat auch nichts damit zu tun. Button macht auch keinen Sinn. Right? Nee. Crime Photo. Das könnte man halt auch drücken. Aber eher nicht. Wineglass? Nee. Tarcase? Nee. Der Guidemap? Nee. Gossip war ja falsch. Kamera hat nichts damit zu tun. Transceiver hat auch nichts damit zu tun. Press Conference Ticket. The real reason you set up the camera. Oder vielleicht, weil er irgendwie gucken wollte, was Juans Ass im Ärmel war, was er revealen wollte. Aber wobei, es war ja nur eine Kamera. Sie hat ja gar keinen Sound, so wie ich das sehe. Also nur Video. Nicholas Hammer macht auch keinen Sinn. Ja, aber wir können noch Profiles vielleicht. The real reason. Moment, wir gehen von vorne durch. Macht keinen Sinn, macht keinen Sinn, macht keinen Sinn, macht keinen Sinn. Yuan. Macht alles keinen Sinn. Ich glaube, wir haben nichts, das wir, oder? Höchstens vielleicht das. Dass er irgendwie, keine Ahnung, den Mord angucken will. Hier. Schön RTL-Fernsehen. I guess, ich probiere das, aber ich glaube nicht. Es klingt irgendwie nicht richtig. Nee, ist auch nicht.
If I really wanted to set up a spy camera, I wouldn't have set it up in Yuan's room. It would be in your office, dude.
Aha, my office.
Well, dude, you're always saying really absurd things, right? It'd be like getting their comedy channel for free.
Ah, so close, I can feel it. Ja, ich glaube, ich habe hier nichts. Ich breche ab. Aber ich kann nicht mit Andrews reden. Kann ich was anderes talken? Nee. Kann ich ihm das zeigen? Please take a look at this. Ja, okay, das ist einfach Ignoranz. Ich probiere es trotzdem mal. Ich weiß nicht, ob wir... Gut, vielleicht haben wir jetzt irgendwas anderes noch getriggert, aber ich probiere es trotzdem nochmal mit den Beweisstücken. Aber ich bezweifle es, weil die zeigen wir ja schon im Cyclog, benutzen wir die Beweise ja schon. Also macht es keinen Sinn, wenn wir die ihm hier nochmal zeigen. Okay. I guess... Gumshoe. Kann ich dir die Sachen nochmal zeigen?
I don't got. What was he thinking?
I mean, setting the spy camera up in the victim's room?
Yeah, and it was recording at the time of the murder too, pal. Don't you find that just a tad suspicious? Doesn't sound like a coincidence to me. I mean, don't mind me. I didn't mean it that way, pal.
In what way did you mean it? What is he thinking? Ja. Weiter. Das ist wahrscheinlich dasselbe. Ja. Okay, und das? Could you please take a look at this? Nope. Das haben wir mir schon gezeigt. Ja, und ansonsten ist halt... Ich könnte das hier noch machen. Nope. Kann ich... Ich zeige einfach mal ein paar Profile-Pictures.
I can't believe it. Maya getting kidnapped all because of this guy. I mean, what kind of person is the real murderer anyway?
Maybe they're a big fan of me.
Kidnapper's voice. Sounded like an old man to me. Okay.
Not a real fan of action shows or anything. But I know who young Rita and Metal God are.
Okay, das hatten wir, glaube ich, schon. Ja. Dann was zu Celeste.
She was Miss Adrian Andrews' mentor.
The suicide of the mentorship depended on. Adrian Andrews tried to follow her in an attempted suicide. And the question is, who is Miss Andrews relying on now? My impression of her has totally changed, pal. I wonder what she's doing right now. I'm sure she's still being questioned. I'm sure she got herself into quite a big mess trying to frame Mr. Uncle out. You're probably spending all night at the detention center. Yeah, that's right. She's still at the detention center. Ja, ich habe das Gefühl, ich muss mit ihr talken, aber warte, ich gehe erstmal. Okay, warte, ich gehe nochmal zurück und guck mal. Ah, okay, ich kann doch mit ihr reden. So, was war ihr Cyclog? Die Verbindung von... Oder? Von ihr zu... Hä? Nee, ich weiß nicht mehr, was es war. Wir präsenten auf jeden Fall die Kamera. Nope. You know what? Ich probiere es nochmal. Ich weiß nämlich gerade gar nicht mehr, was es war. Ich habe schon wieder vergessen. Also es gibt mir direkt mal da nach vorne. Ah ja, Revenge. Ja, someone, the last, bla bla bla. Bla bla bla. Can you explain to me this relation between Celeste and Matt? Ach ja, zwischen Celeste and Matt. Ja, da haben wir ja immer noch nichts, ne? Alles, was wir jetzt neu haben, ist das hier. Ich gehe mal... Hier kann ich noch ein paar Sachen zeigen. Hier, guck mal, Kamera, sorry, ja, ist okay. Wie wär's mit dem cuten Bär? Auch nicht. Transmitter, auch nicht. Hier, hast du auch so viel Cash? Nö. Aber keine, hast du die Karte schon mal gesehen? Nö, okay. Okay, ich stecke gerade wieder ein bisschen fest, ne? Ich gehe nochmal im Hotel herum. Und hier nochmal vorbeigucken. Viola Hall. Und die haben wir noch nicht viel gesprochen. Hast du vielleicht sogar... Nee. Das Suicide Note. Können wir hier vielleicht dir das zeigen? Nope. Nee, da brauchen wir nicht. Kennst du die Karte? Okay. Was ist mit der Spy-Camera? Was ist, wenn ich ihr das Bild hier zeige? Warum ist sie immer noch da? Ist sie noch wichtig? Ich weiß es nicht. Was kannst du über Matt erzählen vielleicht? Nope. Sie will uns gar nichts erzählen. Und die haben ja auch alles betalkt, ne? Was könnten wir machen? Ja, wirklich keine Ahnung. Huch. Moment. Nee, ich möchte kein Update machen. Dankeschön. Mit wem? Ich habe echt gar keinen Plan. Ich habe das Gefühl... Ich habe das Gefühl, wir müssen Matts Cyclock brechen. Weil, als wir ins Detention Center gegangen sind, vorher, ist er automatisch aufgeploppt. Als ob das Spiel wollte, dass wir jetzt seine Cyclock machen. Wir konnten nicht auswählen, ob wir Andrews wollen. Aber ich habe nichts gesehen. Also... The real reason why he set up the camera. Wisst ihr, was ich mal mache kurz? Wir haben nur noch ein Leben. Von daher, ich werde jetzt mal speichern. So. Einmal mal, weil ich bin an einem Punkt, ich habe keine Ahnung mehr. Und das heißt, ich werde jetzt Game Over gehen. Egal, was ich mache. Na, ich gehe jetzt ins Detention Center und presse die Scheiße aus ihm raus. Matt. Take that. Also. Was könnten wir pressen? Also. Genau, also warum sollte er die Kamera aufstellen? Wir gehen ja, wie gesagt, davon aus, dass er den Assassinen angestiftet hat. Also angeheuert hat. Und wir haben erfahren jetzt von Gumshoe, die Kamera lief während des Mordes. Das heißt, das war vermutlich auch sein Ziel, den Mord aufzuzeichnen. Damit er sich das angucken kann. Aber als wir den Autopsy Report gedrückt haben, das kam meiner Meinung nach so ein bisschen am nächsten an den Mord selber. Das war nicht richtig. Aber ich denke, es ist die richtige Spur. Ich meine, warum sollte er sonst eine Kamera aufstellen, wenn nicht des Mordes wegen? Es muss ja was damit zu tun haben. Close attention to the corridor. Das ist die Kamera. Von daher... Was könnten wir noch machen? Ja, ich probiere erstmal ohne Schaden nochmal dahin zu kommen. Nicht, dass ich jetzt außerdem was Falsches drücke. It was you, bitch. Okay, prove that you... okay, das... Credit Card Receipt. Dann kommt die Zahnbürste, geilo. Mit Elefantenschamhaar. War kein Schamhaar, aber ich stell's mir gerade vor. So, jetzt kommen wir zu Reason, ne? The reason why you hit the camera. Moment, hier haben wir erst eigentlich noch das Gossip geklickt. Ich weiß nicht, ob wir das müssen, aber ich mach's vorsichtshalber trotzdem nochmal. Einfach nur zur Sicherheit. Damit wir wirklich nichts falsch machen. Und dann würde ich sagen... ach, ich kann hier drin gar nicht speichern, ne? Well, crap. Ich wollte jetzt nochmal speichern. So, the real reason. Vielleicht das Press Conference Ticket. Vielleicht das Crime-Foto, vielleicht selbe Idee wie mit dem Autopsy Report. Also, dass wir halt quasi den Mord zeigen. Hey, du wolltest den Mord angucken. Das Foto, ne, das als der Samurai rausging. Oder die Picture Card? Die stammt ja vom Assassinen. Sollen wir die zeigen? Vielleicht drücken wir die Picture Card, um zu sagen, hey, du wolltest gucken, ob der Dude wirklich da auftaucht und ihn abmurkst. Vielleicht. Das könnte sein. Ja, ich glaube, ich drück das. Oder? Ja, komm. Ja, wir haben ja gespeichert vorher, also, ne? Ja. Oh! Das war's! You done! Du bist erledigt, Dude. Also, kommt, das sind jetzt alle 3 weg, oder? Alle 3 Schlösser. What is this card? Maybe he doesn't know about this card. This is a certain man's calling card. That man's name is Shelly the Killer, and I'm sure you know of him, don't you? Shelly the Killer? That's ridiculous. Why would I know some shady scumbag like him? If you really don't know him, then why are you acting so jumpy all of a sudden? This is it. I'm finally starting to get to the truth. I can't afford to make any more mistakes now. Ja, kann ich wirklich nicht. Ich hab ein fucking Leben. Mr. Matt on guard. I know why you know Mr. the Killer. It's because you're a hero of justice. You're a star. You're his fucking client. Since you're the one who set up that camera, that means you knew. You knew exactly what was going to happen in that room. So, how? How would you know something like that? It's because you're his client, that's why. You hired Shelly the Killer to assassinate Mr. Yuan Corrida. The real mastermind behind this whole murder is you, Matt on guard. And here I was, trying to be a good boy for you, dude. I thought if you didn't know, you'd be able to do your job without feeling bad. Well, that's what I thought anyway. Mr. On guard, you really did hire? Warte, ich sehe dich nicht so gut. Mach doch erstmal die Schlösser weg. Hold on a sec, I'm gonna consult myself, okay? Consult myself? Well, I guess it's probably about time anyway. About time for what? I think it's time for you to meet him now, Mr. Lawyer Dude. Him? Oh, How do you do, Mr. Lawyer? I'm Matt on guard. Hi? Wo hast du den Wein her? Oder Orangensaft? Oder was ganz anderes, was ich nicht ausschließen möchte, weil du ein Stück Scheiße bist. Vielleicht trinkst du ja. Ich sag's jetzt nicht. Well done, Mr. Wright. I bet it wasn't easy to gather as much information as you have. You really... So you are Shelly the Killer's client? You didn't really think I would dirty my own hands in this, did you?
What do you mean?
That woman, Adrian, was quite brave herself. Trying to stick the crime on me. I didn't think she had it in her. But all I care about is that Yuan is dead. Isn't that right, Mr. Lawyer?
That's... You're lying. What a terrible...
It's way past your bedtime, little girl. Go on, let us grow ups talk about more adult things.
But why? Why did you hide the video camera and...
A weakling soon believes the words of others, just like that pathetic Adrian. You knew about Miss Andrews' secret? But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. What? Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. They turn their clients into cash cows by holding the sinful deed over their heads. And a superstar like me, how much do you think I'm worth? Care to guess?
And that's why...
Yes, that's where the video comes in. It's got his face and the crime scene recorded on it. preserved for all time. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. That's right, that video is my insurance. Isn't that what they call it, Mr. Wright?
Why would you do something so wrong?
Because I'm a grown-up and I can. Good enough for an answer for you, little girl? Motive for murder.
Why would you kill Mr. Corrida?
Because he was about to sling so much dung onto my beautiful public image. Scanners are a little annoying, aren't they? It is all because of the press conference, isn't it?
If Mr. Corrida had been able to give it, then Mr. On Guard's secret would have...
Well, that's what we call taking advantage of situation, you know? I had no interest in doing it really, but bit by bit it crept up on me. And then the situation just presented itself perfectly. How beautiful, I thought.
And that's how Mr. Corrida ended up dead.
Let me tell you something. I'm not like Adrian. I don't depend on anyone. People are simply things to be used and thrown away. Put on a sweet, innocent face, and people will swallow anything you feed them. Adrian fell for it, the assassin too, and how can I forget? Even you fell for it, Mr. Lawyer. Everyone, all working their butts off for me, Matt on guard. Oh, did that leave you speechless? What a shame. What's wrong, Mr. Lawyer? You've grown awfully quiet.
How could I have been so deceived by you all this time? When we first met, I asked if you had killed Yuan Corrida, and you answered very clearly that you hadn't killed anyone.
Hey, now, I never told you any lies. The person who did the killing was that the killer guy, Wright. All I'm guilty of is taking a cat nap in my room.
You killed Mr. Corrida.
I dare you to say that in court tomorrow. But too bad you can't. You're my lawyer after all, aren't you? You could always drop my case and refuse to represent me. How does that sound? But you can't, can you? That would be the one thing you absolutely can't do.
Mystic Maya.
You would want to test the killer. He's a man of his word, or so I hear. You could end up getting a certain friend of yours rubbed out if you lose. You scoundrel. So, if I were you, Mr. Wright, Esquire, I think I would give it my all tomorrow. Remember, everyone likes a happy win-win resolution.
I'll catch you for this.
That's such a cliché phrase. You once said something just like that, if memory serves. Of course, well, we all know how well things turn out for him, don't we? Good night, Mr. Lawyer.
Maya, what am I supposed to do? And now you finally found it. The starting line of this case. Edgeworth. I don't care for the horrid atmosphere here. Let's return to the precinct. Well, Wright, what are you going to do? If you plan on changing your strategy?
No. We can't do that.
That's right. He's holding Maya hostage. What should I do? That's not something I can answer for you.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Right. Only you can decide where to go from here. 1 year ago, at that time, I didn't truly understand what a prosecutor was. And that is why I had to leave the prosecutor's office. I felt that I couldn't stand in a court of law until I knew what a prosecutor really was. And now, Wright, it's your turn. My turn? What is this thing called a lawyer? What can you do as one? You must find the answer.
and you must find it on your own. I'm a lawyer, but to fight for someone who is clearly a killer. Not on guard. That man is really... Doesn't matter who, every person deserves a proper defense and a fair trial. Isn't that the basis of a judicial system? Proper defense? But what exactly is that? Is it where a lawyer forcibly and blindly gets an acquittal through shouting and trickery? Ironic that you of all people should say such a thing. It's not exactly how you have fought for your clients up until now. Well, that may be true, but that's because I've believed my clients to be innocent from the bottom of my heart. But if I were to get on guard and acquittal, that isn't a proper defense at all. I became a lawyer because I thought I could save people who were suffering and in pain. But when I look at this mess we're in, I can't even protect the person closest to me. Even if I win the case, I still lose in the end. I just don't know what to do. Right. Would you get a hold of yourself? You have it all wrong. Huh? We aren't some sort of heroes, we're only humans, you and I. You want to save someone? That's something easier said than done, wouldn't you say?
That's...
You're a defense attorney. You can't run away from that. You can only fight. That's all you can do. People like you and Franziska von Karma are always using all you have to pin me down. You fight to the very end, even when you know the truth is not with you. But I'm not like you. I can't fight for a false verdict, for a man I clearly know to be guilty. Franziska, she fights for herself. The only thing she fights for is her perfect win record, that's all. And isn't that the same as you? Isn't that why you ran away a year ago? Because your precious win record was destroyed. You're so petty. Hat es dir doch vorhin schon gesagt, Phoenix, warum weggegangen ist. I see. Now I understand why you despise me so. However, you are mistaken. What do you... Thanks to you, when you sealed off my path to a perfect win record, I began to realize the error of my ways. I realized that things, such as a perfect record, were meaningless.
What?
I don't believe you. Are you saying that is why you left the prosecutor's office? But then why? Why are you here now? The answer to that is something you will find out on your own. I have faith you will see it before the verdict is read tomorrow. But if you can't, then you will be powerless to change the ending of this story.
Mr. Nick, the transceiver.
I'm sorry for what happened earlier. Now then, Mr. Attorney, do you wager you can obtain an acquittal tomorrow?
What is the matter,
What is the matter, Mr. Attorney? I don't sense usual anger this time. Tell me, please. Why are you holding Maya hostage for Mr. Engarde's sake? Why are you doing this for that cold-blooded killer? Right? Please don't misunderstand things. He is my client. Don't toy with me. A man who hires an assassin is just as much of a killer himself. I believe you are asking me for a reason as to why I am doing what I am. Yeah. This is what I like to call my aftercare. What in the heck is aftercare? My name carries a certain amount of honor and dignity, Mr. Attorney. I take great care to ensure that no suspicion falls upon my clients for my handiwork. That is why, that is what is called client relations, and is a part of an assassin's duty. An assassin's... We were unlucky this time, and my client was arrested as a suspect. As a result, I did what I had to do to enlist your expert help, Mr. Attorney, and to ensure that you would do everything in your power to the very end. What is your name? I believe I told you once before, however. You did, but my name is the Killer. Shelley the Killer. You're Shelley the Killer? Please keep in mind you do not have much space to maneuver with me. As a killer, I always finish what I set out to do. If you fail to keep your end of the bargain, Maya, it will be my duty as an assassin to see to it she receives a nice long lap.
No.
Now then, if you'll excuse me, if someone were to trace the signal back to me, it would be quite troublesome.
Mystic Maya.
I don't know what to say. Edgeworth. Huh? Did you hear that? At the end of that transmission.
Meow.
And guess who it is? Huh? Oh, that sounded like a cat.
A cat?
Can't be. That cat. Can it?
What is it?
I think I know where Shelley the Killer is holding Maya hostage. Edgeworth, have all police units head for On Guard's mansion immediately. Alright, you hurry over as well then. Don't lose hope yet, Pearls. The fight has only just begun.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we're going. Ich dachte, hier ist Ende im Gelände. Aber nee. Okay, die spannende Musik hat aufgehört. Okay, On Guard Mansion. Da ist sie wieder. Maya!
Please answer us, Mystic Maya.
We have this area completely surrounded. There is no way for him to escape. Assuming he's still in the area. Can't believe it. That butler, all this time, he was the killer. He and On Guard were working together all this time. I'm sure they had worked out a contingency plan ahead of time. I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay. Guck mal, da ist ein Bär jetzt da vorne.
Oh, it's a figurine of a bear. But there are lots of cuts in it for some reason.
Figurine, a wooden bear-shaped figurine. It's covered in many thin cuts. A bear? Isn't that more of a thing for Mr. Corrida? Why would something like this be here? Right, look down. There's a little pet door installed here.
Ah, I'm sure that's for Shu.
Do you think that this came through that little door? This door is locked. Well, I'm pretty used to breaking doors down by now. Let's go, Edgeworth! Bam! There's no one here. From the looks of this room, I would say this is On Guard's private lounge. Look at this, right? An antenna for sending and receiving radio signals, and a VCR. Check inside the deck. If there's a tape, it would be an important piece of evidence. If we're lucky, it'll have the moment the crime was committed recorded on it. I'm sorry, but the tape deck is empty. There's no tape to be found.
No.
Well, there's no mistake that someone used this to record something. Looks like someone took the tape we're looking for and escaped with it. It's on God's computer. Maya, why couldn't you have used this to get help? Oh.
Mr. Nick, where's the power switch?
Oh, I get it. So that's what happened. She couldn't find the power switch. It's a VCR and an antenna. The footage that the spy camera took at the scene of the crime was beamed here and recorded on tape.
If only we had that tape, it would have been really helpful.
Huge television and speakers loom largely here. I'm sure if Maya saw this, she'd say, I would die a happy samurai fan if I could see the nickel samurai on TV like this. Yeah, that's what she'd say. Ah, I can't believe I just made a joke about Maya, all things considered. Ooh. It's a very small table. I bet we could barely squeeze 3 pearls on there.
But I wouldn't sit on a table to begin with, Mr. Nick.
Können wir eigentlich weitermachen? Müssen wir... Ach, ja, okay. We've searched all over, but it looks like he got away. I'm sorry. Looks like he slipped out of our grasp this time. But now we've lost our only lead. Don't give up yet. That little girl is looking to you to be her pillar. Yeah, you're right. We're close, I can tell. We've already set up checkpoints along every route leading out of this district. Leave the rest to us. Maya. Da liegt was am Boden. This looks like a picture of Miss Impax. With love, Celeste.
Miss Impax, you mean?
Yes, Mr. Corrido's former manager.
Why would a picture of Miss Impax be here in Mr. Engarde's mansion?
Why does it say with love? This might be a clue. Aha! Die waren zusammen. Und deswegen kam die Hochzeit nicht zustande.
Ah!
What's wrong, Pearls?
Please let me see that picture frame.
Huh? What's so special about the frame?
On your back, there's something written on the back of the frame. Maya. It's Mystic Maya. She left us a message.
What?
I thought you'd come. I knew you would. Now listen up. You better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime bag and not guilty, I'll never forgive you, ever. I'm fine, so you don't need to worry. There's so much I want to write, but I don't think I have a lot of time left. Pearly, you're there too, right? Make sure you help Nick, okay? Someone's gotta watch out for the helpless lunk. That's it for now, Nick. I guess I'll talk to you guys later. No! Mystic Maya!
Right. What's wrong? Why the blank stare? Oh, nothing. We searched the house and this is the last room. It looks like he eluded us. Edgeworth. Yes? As far as clues go, I think this is about all I'm going to get. But I'm still short one last thing. And what is that? Miss Andrews' cyclock. If I could just find out what secret she's holding, and I think I stand a chance in court tomorrow. To blow this case wide open and expose the truth. I think I know what you're thinking. I'll contact the detention center. Thanks, Edgeworth. Well, let's go, Pearls. It's time to open that last lock. Okay. Detention center, visitor's room. Good evening, Mr. Wright. What's wrong? You look ill. Miss Andrews, I've come to remove your cyclock. Cyclock? I want to know, and you will tell me your secret. Fine, go ahead. Try to break me if you can. Okay, I guess. I'm gonna hit you where it hurts. Why frame him? Ja, haben wir ja schon, ne? There is someone or someone in the past that would make her take revenge. Genau, das hatten wir auch schon. Celeste. Can you explain to me this relation between Celeste and Matt? Well, they were lovers. This is a photo of Miss Impax, correct? She looks younger than when she passed away, though. What? With love, Celeste. This is Miss Impax's handwriting, isn't it?
Where did you find this? No, that's all right. It was a rhetorical question.
Yeah, it is. I found this at Mr. Engard's mansion.
After all this time, my last remaining secret has been revealed.
Wir sind wieder voll, Baby.
Celeste, she was supposed to get married to Yuan.
Yes, but I heard that it didn't work out.
Because Mr. Kurita didn't want to get married to her anymore, right?
Yes, because of Matt.
Because of Mr. Engard? What do you mean?
I think you can see where this is going.
Celeste, she was Matt's manager a long time ago. She was the happiest woman in the world at the time. I was working part-time back then, and I often saw the two of them together.
So that's why, with love, Celeste is written on the frame on that picture.
They were a couple, weren't they?
It wasn't anything as splendid as that. Celeste was being used. Toyed with until she was thrown away.
That's so horrible.
Matt's entire image is built around how nice and wonderful of a man he is. A scandal would have destroyed that. Which is why Celeste, in her kindness, moved over to Worldwide Studios. And that is where she met Yuan. She seemed really happy with him, even happier than when she was with Matt. Celeste and Yuan were such a good match that they were even planning to get married. And then it was suddenly called off. On the night Yuan called their marriage off, Celeste, she killed herself. That's why I framed Matt. It was revenge for Celeste and for myself. I'm sure even you can guess why Yuan called the wedding off, right? Matt confessed to Yuan about his relationship with Celeste.
I see, so that's what happened.
But why did Mr. Kurita have to call off the wedding? I don't understand at all.
It was probably because of his worthless male pride. Yuan and Matt were always fierce rivals. Matt waited for the wedding announcement and then unleashed the truth on Yuan. He was aiming for when it would hurt Yuan the most.
Poor Miss Impax.
That wasn't the end of it. That day, I am almost certain that Celeste left a suicide note behind. And in that note, she left a detailed account of Matt's various misdeeds, and so that she would never again be hurt by Matt, she chose to die. Then when Yuan discovered her body, he hid her note.
But why would he do that?
It's simple. Yuan realizes that note was a powerful weapon against Matt, and would be especially damaging to his refreshing like a spring breeze image. In any case, with his pride hurt, Yuan sought revenge.
Revenge. There's that word again.
Yuan wanted to publicly disclose the contents of that suicide note.
At the time that would cause Matt the most damage. At the time that would cause Matt the most damage, of course. And that was at the press conference after the stage show.
I know all about it because I heard it all from Yuan.
Oh,
It was so I could find out about all this that I drew close to Yuan to begin with. They're quite a pair of hideous monsters, aren't they? Even Celeste's death was something for them to use in their game. That night when I left Yuan's body, it was only natural that I thought the murderer was Matt. Those two were always spying on one another after all. As for me, I was frantically searching for Celeste's suicide note. I wanted to destroy it before it ever went public. I was going to burn it. I had never brought a lighter. But I couldn't find the suicide note, and that's when my revenge crossed my mind. Yes, I was going to bring them my own kind of cruel revenge. Celeste was killed by those two monsters. So when I stabbed Yuan's body with that knife, I didn't feel a single shred of guilt. And that's all I have to say. Well, Mr. Wright, even knowing all of this, are you still going to help that man? I'm a lawyer. I see. What a foul profession. Thank you very much for your time and for talking with me. It was no big deal. I couldn't sleep anyway. I can't sleep either. Not with my situation, or with what I know now. To be continued. Und damit geht dieser Part zu Ende, meine Damen und Herren. Wir steuern auf das Finale zu von Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. Im nächsten Part beginnt wohl der letzte Trial. Vielleicht wird es ein Zweiteiler, ich weiß nicht, vermutlich. Ja, kann ich nicht viel mehr dazu sagen. Wir werden sehen, wie das ausgeht, ob wir Metz dran kriegen, ob wir Maya irgendwie befreien können. Wir werden sehen. Im nächsten Part. Oder in den nächsten Parts. Wir sehen uns beim letzten Trial. Bis dahin, beim Finale. Macht's gut, Leute. Und tschö.